Hello YouTube! Peter back with another beer review. This time it's not going to be a lager, I promised. It's going to be an ale. This is going to be a British ale, and I've had some requests for reviewing this beer, and I had it in my beer fridge, so I thought I'd just review it now. It is the Hobgoblin from Wychwood. Had this beer numerous times, but it's a long time since I've had it last time, because they were discontinued at my beer store. But now he got it again, and the last shipment of Fiddler's Elbow, because Fiddler's Elbow has been discontinued. And that's the thing I don't get about Wychwood, because they discontinue beer all the time. That's so strange, because I reviewed the Fiddler's Elbow, and that was a pretty decent English ale, or English, I think it was an English pale ale, I'm not sure, but I know it was a bitter. But this Beer Advocate calls it a brown ale, English brown ale, and Red Beer calls it a ESB, and they call it a ruby ale. But as far as I remember, it's pretty good. Of course I'm going to use my Hobgoblin English pint glass. Of course I'm going to use that, but got some info here from the bottle. Full-bodied and well-balanced with chocolate toffee malt flavor, moderate bitterness, and a distinctive fruity character, and a ruby red glow. That's it. This is a new design of the label on the bottle. The shape has always been like that, but before it was like a blue sort of tie thing up here first. Completely blue, and the Hobgoblin is different as well. It's not carrying a sword, but an axe. That's the only difference. But as far as I remember, it's pretty good. It's been a long time since I've had this beer. More than a year, I think, actually. But let's crack it open. That smells pretty good. Here's the cap for you. It's a pretty darn cool cap. The legendary Hobgoblin. I love this cap. This is so awesome. But a lot of reviews has reviewed this beer, and it's got mainly like good grades, not any amazing grades, but as far as I remember it's good. But it's like the Fiddler's Elbow. It's not amazing in any way, but it is good. Now by the looks of it, this could definitely be an ESB, but it could also be a brown ale. Pouring a little bit hard here to get ahead. Nice. Ruby red color, yeah, definitely a ruby red color, or a very dark amber. No, ruby red. If you hold it up to the light, it's ruby red. Again, you see I'm in my room. That's because I didn't have time to review beer this weekend. So, because then I would have reviewed down in the basement, because then the lighting conditions would be good enough, but they aren't now, because I just got home from work, and then it's already dark, or almost dark. So, but I'm going to try and find time to do it in this weekend, so that would be nice. But let's check out, yeah, as I said, ruby red, with like a fizzy, it's not an off-white head on this one. But, yeah, I think that's going to disappear. But one of the things I really love about Wychwood is their labeling. It is an awesome labeling on this beer. That goblin. Let's check out the aromas of this beer. There is some hops in here, and this one is very fresh actually. This is a pretty fresh batch. I can't remember which batch, but it is from around, yeah, I think it was brewed like in the winter this year, because it's over a year before it's going to go old, and that's usually because it's quite fresh. Because an ale like this on only 5.2 goes bad like in a couple of months, or maybe a year. But like there are some hops, but like a typical English malt hops, and then there are some malts, like a caramel, toffee, as they said, malty type of aroma. And then some nuts, some whatever nuttiness as well. But it smells overall pretty decent. Let's dig in and check out the flavors. ESB, yeah. This is not a brown ale. Tastes more like if it is a brown ale, it tastes like a watered down brown ale. To me, it tastes more like an ESB. Flavors. There is like a nutty flavor still. There's also somewhat of a tad of a hop bitterness, but it's not much at all. Definitely caramel, caramel or toffee, and it's quite good. Not too bitter, and the body is like medium body. But like toffee, caramel, and then a lot of like sweet malts. But it's definitely, there is some hops, not a lot of hops, but a bit of hops. But it's quite nutty, very nutty. That's not a thing you usually find in ASB. But it's pretty good. It's not like the best beer in the world at all. It's a pretty decent beer. Or average, above average, definitely. I'd say it's a good beer. And this is actually a pretty good session beer. You might get a bit sick of the nuttiness if you have a few. But for me it would work great as a session beer. Not as good as the Fiddler's Elbow, for example. But it's pretty, session beer wise, but it's pretty good. But this is definitely, I believe it's available all year round, but the cask versions are, I believe, is only available in autumn. But it's really an autumn type of beer. But that color, that ruby red color, is amazing. Quite filtered, but it's amazing. But rating wise, this is like the, I'm gonna rate this like a 70. Yeah, 70, because it's a pretty good ESB. Pretty good ESB. Not the best at all, but it's pretty good. I like it. It's a bit nutty, but still hoppy as well. Not floral at all, I think. Fruity, they said fruity, not fruity, in my opinion. Well, maybe some citrus, actually. Citrusy crisp, maybe. Also some biscuity, malty notes. It's pretty good. A nice beer. Not my favorite and best ESB, my favorite ESB at all. Fuller's and Brutal Bitter from Rogue. Fuller's ESB, and yeah, they are way better, but this one's pretty good. But a 70 for me. I like it. Definitely a 70. It's not like 60 or a 50, like a bit above average, but 70 is like a good beer. So 70 for me. You guys, let me know what you think. I know a lot of you guys have had the Hobgoblin. And check out my other reviews. Subscribe if you like my videos. And cheers, guys. And I'll see you in the next review.